The jacket, no kidding. I figured out it's almost 60 years old.
How many?
A leather jacket, almost
Y'all know
60
what I
years
didn't
old.
do?
I got it from my uncle.
We didn't get into my Facebook and put it on.
Oh, really?
Can y'all go into my Facebook and put this on? Oh yes. Because that's where it needs to be. You still got my password, right? Yeah, it should be saved. Okay, good deal. Anyways, we'll wait for a second so we can get logged into everything.
Because I'm ready to share the shit out of this. Oh, I can't say that. I'm ready to share this. You got to watch your mouth now.
Well,
You can't cuss.
Why?
we can. They can bleep it out, maybe.
Oh, no, I'm not cussing. Fuck that.
You can't do that.
I won't.
You can't do that.
I love it. I love it. We're still
It's gonna
these leather pants.
It's
man.
going to be a struggle for me.
We're not on.
We are?
I can't see it on Facebook.
Yeah, I can't either.
Well, you want it on your Facebook? Okay, I'm gonna send it live to your Facebook.
Ooh.
Are you on Lights Out Facebook? What's Facebook account are you on? The Lights Out?
I'm on your Facebook.
You're on mine? Oh, yeah, see.
Yeah, we do lights out.
Yeah,
Lights
so
Out with Lou.
there's a few accounts connected to that. You got to do the Lights Out one. Remember how we did the Sports with Balls one?
Lights out with Lou.
Dude.
What is this?
What is what?
Nothing.
I didn't even see a
I moved it.
notification for the Sports with Balls one.
Yeah, I don't either.
I hear it. Though. No, I don't see it on Sports with Balls, so it ain't on there.
I'm adding it right now.
Yeah. Are we on something?
Yeah, somebody's.
A lot of stuff right now.
We're on a lot of
We're
stuff.
on a lot of stuff right now. Y'all just give us a minute. We're working out some
Yeah,
technical
we're-
difficulties,
we're-
but we're about to get going.
Well,
Give
this
us a couple minutes.
is the first time we've done this setup.
Yeah, this is the first time we've done this setup with them, so we're just working out some kinks. We're about to get going with Lights Out with Lou Savarese, myself, and Grant Miles.
Yeah, I'm really helping out with this technical stuff.
Yeah, you're doing a stand-up job.
Damn good job. Damn good job.
I'm just waiting on my notifications to hit, and then we're ready.
Yeah, wait for the notifications.
Yeah, an Instagram notification saying that you posted a picture. Oh, and I can't wait to get into that.
Oh God, I can't wait to get into that. That's gonna be. I'm kind of leaning. Should I be closer to? Should I be more in the middle? Because I feel like I'm close to Jeff.
I feel like you are too.
And I like Jeff, but I don't like him that much.
I'll be honest, I'm comfortable I feel being close to me with my leather pants.
Huh?
I don't know how comfortable I feel being close to me with my leather
I don't know how
pants.
comfortable I feel being next to you with leather pants.
Okay.
Just let me know when y'all get that going on Lights Out, and then we're ready to go.
Lights
Then we got to share it on Lou. Like, we're ready to go.
Yeah, we're gonna be ready here. See, I'm even looking at a video of our last show, and he's without the sleeves. I kind of like that one.
That was a good look. I don't have my
I
pump
didn't
on.
say that. I just said that one.
Yeah, but that was strategically worn because I did arms that day.
Oh, really?
I did legs, so that's why I went in leather pants.
That's what would be interesting to talk about is Lou's workout schedule.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I got it on your Facebook. I'm gonna go live right now.
Okay, go live, play the music, let's rumble.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Welcome to Fight Fit.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lights Out with Lou Savarese. Here are your hosts, Grant Miles, Jeff Michael, and Lou Savarese.
You're looking good.
Right.
Boom. All right, we're on. We are on, but we're waiting on, oh, we gotta turn that down. Sorry, my bad. Welcome to Lights Out with Lou Savarese, myself, Jeff Michael, Grant Miles, and of course the highly fashionable Lou Savarese.
What was that?
Three snaps.
What was that?
Oh, three snaps and a. Oh yeah, I know
Okay.
what that's from. That's from In Living Color, right?
Yes, we're doing the first
So just in case nobody can see, you're wearing a tux. Is that a tuxedo shirt?
one. I guess you could say that.
I don't know. It is the puffy shirt from the Seinfeld episode.
I don't know if it's shirt.
It doesn't have the sleeves.
No, it doesn't. That would make it amazing.
Yeah.
But you got a tuxedo shirt on
Yes.
with a gray T-shirt on underneath it.
The Boom Boom 19 sign.
That's autographed.
Yeah.
But you got leather pants on them.
I do.
And those are legit leather pants.
Yes, they're not plumbers, they're leather.
How long have you had those pants?
These probably, I'd say 15 years.
15.
Easily.
Dude, okay, I gotta ask this question. I mean, you're obviously a
This is a boxing show, you know, right?
yeah.
Oh, we'll get to boxing.
Yeah, we'll get to boxing.
We'll get to boxing.
I mean, does it take you a while to take those off?
No.
No, they just slide right off. They're comfy.
How was it getting them
They
on?
don't get stuck.
No problem.
You're just sweating.
They're lying. It's just,
They're
What do you mean they're lying?
Yeah, what does that mean?
Lining and stuff.
What does that mean?
It's, I don't know.
Like what kind of lining?
It's got like silkish.
Okay, all right.
Okay, well, anyways, welcome to Lights Out with Lou Savarese, y'all. We're going to get Miguel Flores on the phone here in a little bit. We are coming to you live from Savarese Fight Fit over here in Bel Air. Lou, what goes on over here? We've always seen, right before we were here, there was a bunch of people working out. You have sessions. What goes on?
Big class tonight. We had a sold-out class tonight. We have our yeah, it was sold out tonight. Our crazy trainer, who's amazing, Kendall Dutton. He brings a great vibe to the gym, and just it was really pumped up. It was a really cool, eclectic crowd. We had all kinds of people. We have a lot of people from the medical center. We have young people, older people. It's a really cool vibe. You gotta come check it out.
And it's real clean gym. I mean, normally when you think of like a boxing gym, I'll admit, whenever we first talked about doing the show from here, I was like, oh, a gym, okay, like see what this is, a boxing gym. This is like everything in here is top notch.
And obviously right now, I mean, especially in this neighborhood, it's not, it's not. It's a pretty rough neighborhood over here. You can't
Yeah.
get a team down to 12.
I know. It's Whole Foods is 2 blocks away. Like that's
Somebody
tough.
hits the button, you got to step to them, man. It's rough.
I know.
But anyway, so we have to keep the gym very clean, especially with the COVID and everything. We have a Zamboni. We have so much state of the
You got a Zamboni.
We do. It cleans everything. It's really cool.
That's impressive.
Is it a riding one?
But no.
Oh, okay.
It's really cool.
Do you ever work that Zamboni?
I do.
Really?
I really enjoy it.
Oh, my God.
This guy, not only does he do classes, he runs it, he cleans it, he does it all. Man.
No, that's the face of your business right now. You have to be very,
Y'all,
really keep the place clean.
whoever's watching right now, y'all just stay tuned in a little bit so we can talk about Lou's Instagram. This is going to become one of the best segments of the show.
Yes.
It's phenomenal.
We have some things to talk about.
You're welcome. No, thank you, Lou. Thank you for your Instagram. Oh, my God.
Jeff's a little bit enamored with my Instagram.
No, I mean, who wouldn't be?
No, after the things that I've seen, I'm pretty enamored with it too.
Last week he's telling me, oh yeah, and that one picture where you were bending over and I saw like your birthmark and there was a dimple right below.
What?
It was a little bit weird, dude.
A birthmark?
That was strange.
That is,
What are you talking about?
it's not even close.
The only pictures he saw was with my shirt off.
Can I tell you this? I'm really nervous you're gonna spill that.
Sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
You should have just let him, because that would have been.
No, I don't want to do that because we got really good equipment here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we do. We got to thank Max Sports for us and production, man. I mean, we've got new equipment, obviously, as you guys can see. New cameras, new camera guys. It's amazing what we're getting into. The show's only going up, so we're stoked about that. And again, welcome into Lights Out with Lou Savarese, myself, Grant Miles.
You guys have filters? Like
Filters? What do you mean, like in your brain?
No, filters for like take my scars out and stuff.
Take your.
No, I don't think they have the magic of that.
What did he say a minute ago? And he's like, I've been hit 50,000 times. And
5,000 times?
5,000? Like,
Yeah.
No, I was on a text today with a bunch of guys and they were all saying that, I said, that I'm, sometimes I forget stuff. I said, dude, let's see how you do. You've been hitting that 50,000 times,
I forget shit all the time, man. I go into the kitchen and forget why I'm in there constantly.
I know. I've seen your moments a lot.
Well, you know what's funny?
Problem.
Well, here's a question I have. When you're talking about texting your friends today, were you legit like texting using your fingers, or were you verbal texting? Because we just witnessed you verbal text.
No, my verbal text doesn't work very well.
Oh, I can't even imagine that. Can you imagine, like, Lou just trying to say, like, what's up via verbal text? Like,
It's bad. It's bad. It's really bad.
just go into our Facebook site, Lights Out with Lou Savarese, or the podcast, or whatever, and listen to Lou trying to use Siri. That might be a segment in its own that we can just.
Siri and I, my Siri's from Australia.
Yeah,
You talk real sweet to her too.
I want to do a New York Siri.
a New York.
They should
City.
do that.
Is his phone? It's one of y'all's phones is
Wouldn't
up.
that
I
be
can
funny,
hear it.
though? Like-
I can hear it.
What do you want, jug off?
What?
It'd be like New York City. What do you want, jug off?
Oh, okay.
Who you want me to call again? I got you. I call you right here.
I
man.
didn't know where you're going with that.
Miguel Flores might join us here in a minute. We're going to get him on the phone. We couldn't get him through the speaker. We're just going to call him on speakerphone. This guy's incredible. His backstory is phenomenal.
He's actually at fights right now. We have one of his stablemates is fighting up at Foxwoods.
You want to call him right now?
Pablo Cruz. If I can.
Let's call him right now. Let's see Lou with his calling skills. So, yeah, get ready for this.
This is not right. Come on.
This is awesome.
Okay, Siri. Okay. Siri, call Miguel. Oh my God. Siri, call Miguel.
Calling Miguel.
That's my girl.
Are you gonna put him on speakerphone?
Yep.
Miguel Flores.
Yes, hello.
What's up? Hey, it's our buddy, it's Lou. We got you on speakerphone.
How's it going?
Hey, buddy.
What's up, Miguel? Can you hear us?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, man,
deal,
excellent,
man.
excellent. I just want to introduce you to the show. Miguel Flores, man, 24-4, 12 knockouts. Man, an incredible boxing career so far. Travel tournaments, and he won the Ringside World Championship in 2006 and in 2008. Reportedly, over 100 amateur bouts. Is that true?
Yes, yeah, that's pretty accurate, man.
Wow.
Dude, and this guy's good looking too. Did you ever get a cut?
Oh man.
I'm not kidding. You got no scars, nothing.
Yeah,
No,
Lou's
yeah,
scarred up.
I have a few scars if you pay attention. If you pay close enough attention.
Really? You must have a good surgeon or something.
So Miguel, where are you at right now?
We're up here in Connecticut. Up here, actually, we're at the Mohegan Sun Casino in Connecticut. One of my stablemates and sparring partners is fighting up here this Saturday. So I'm actually up here as a coach and not a fighter, you know.
Pablo's fighting, right? Pablo Cruz?
Yeah, Pablo Cruz is fighting. He's fighting this guy, Mark Masagallo, one of Freddie Rocha's guys, actually.
Wow.
So it's a tough fight, but you know, I get to be in the corner and get to start experiencing a little bit of the trainer side, because eventually, you know, once I retire, is something I wanna do. You know, train fighters and stuff. So obviously, I got to put the hours in and the work in.
I was thinking about it the other day. You seem like you've been in the gym for like 50 years. I don't ever remember you not being in the gym. How old were you when you started?
18 though, but
When did you start? How old were you when you started in the gym?
Well, I used to follow my brother Benjamin, to the gym.
Yeah.
He was about 12, 13, and at the time I was about 5, 6 years old.
I knew it.
So I've been around the gym for quite a while, and once I turned 8 years old, that's when I had my first amateur fight. You know, at 8 years old.
Wait,
Wow.
wait, what?
Yes,
At 8 years old?
My first amateur fight, it was actually at a Golden Gloves tournament.
That was the Tonka tournament, right?
What was that?
The Tonka tournament.
Tonka tournament. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I started, like I said, man. It's all I've done since I was a kid. Eat, sleep, boxing is all it is, man, and repeat. So it's all I know, man. And you know, that's why I said I want to learn the training aspect of it and being in corners and stuff like that. Eventually, you know, I want to, you know, build my own fighters and stuff. But like I said, I got to put in the hours and see how, you know, I learned a lot from Aaron Navarro and Bobby Ben. You know, those are my head trainers.
Me too.
For sure.
I learned a lot from them, so I need to watch. And this opportunity came up to come up here with Aaron to work Pablo Cruz's corner, so I took it.
Yeah, and Miguel, I mean, you'd be an ideal trainer. I mean, this guy, he knows the business of it. You know the ins and outs, the training aspect of it. You'd be a great trainer, man. It's really cool.
Yes,
I had
man, so.
I had the pleasure of watching you spar the other day. I went down there to watch Regis Prograis fight, or to spar against Shock, and you were sparring right before him. Man, I gotta tell you, it was a pleasure just to watch you in the ring.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. I tell people, man, sometimes I feel like these people should be watching the spar, man, because they get to go up there and watch it.
Yeah.
Dude, I tell
This
people.
guy actually did tell me that one time. He's like, man, I feel bad. I'm like, why? He's like, because I feel like I got to pay to watch this, man. Y'all beat the fuck out of each other.
I tell people all the time. I mean, when I first moved down to Houston, you know, the big heavyweight gym was always Gleason in New York. But when I went down there, I mean, I would literally stay in the gym an hour or two after my workouts, because there was so much good sparring going on.
Yeah.
Right, Roger Mayweather was there, Calvin Grove. I mean, just all kinds. And it's still going. I mean, you've seen the gym. How many world-class guys are down there? It's amazing.
These sparring sessions are better than some of these fights on TV, man.
Well, it was crazy to watch because you could see you guys start to progress. You know, when you first went in the first round to the second round, and then once you get to that third or fourth round, you guys ramp up from like 30, 40, 50, all the way up to like maybe about 80%, and y'all really start throwing bows, and it's interesting to watch.
That's the thing, man. Like, we're all cool with each other. We've been going to that gym for years. We know each other. But once we step in that ring, it's like, man, I'm trying to fucking hurt you, and you're trying to hurt me. So, you know, we ain't holding nothing back. Trust me.
That's how Philly. That's how Philly used to be. Philly used to be known. Some places like Philly was known if you were sparring in the gym, you were going to go at it. And the same thing at Bobby will tell you. Miguel and I had one of the same trainers, Bobby Benton. Bobby was my trainer. And people came in, and some guys were trying to show out, and we couldn't have that. Guys, you got to make sure, let them know it's your gym, you know.
I wanted to.
That's the first thing Bobby Benton tells us. When a new guy from another gym comes in, let this motherfucker know.
Love it. Grappler, some bare knuckles guy came in from the UK, and he was trying. We fought after the bell, way after.
Wow.
The bell.
Okay.
Crazy.
I wanted.
And we have those type of sparrings where, man, we'll literally talk shit to each other, like, come on, motherfucker. And then after the sparring, man, I promise you, we'll hug it out, and, like, man, we cool, you know? But once that bell ring, now we ain't friends. We're trying to, you know, but at the same time, we're just trying to push each other to the limit, you know, so we can be in the best shape possible.
That's good.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's all about you're helping prepare them for battle with somebody else. So you got to give them, you know, 100% or at least 80%, you know, of whatever they're about to witness.
But just think about how much, like guys can learn just being in that gym. And just hanging out down there. Just, you know, as a fighter, young fighter coming up, that's invaluable. To have that kind of stuff where you can be around and watch these guys.
Well, and we, you know, Jeff and I haven't done what you guys have done, but I know Jeff, as I have, done other sports, basketball, football, whatever, and I get some help from watching guys that are really good practice. And is that kind of what you guys are doing, like watching how other guys practice or spar?
Yeah, I was in a gym in New York, Gleason, that was supposed to be the premier heavyweight gym. But when I first came down here, you had Duva had all his camps here, Lou Duva. You had Foreman was making a comeback, so there was so many heavyweights. And I would stay in the gym an hour or two later just to watch these guys, which I never did before, but it was amazing.
Yeah. You learned something.
Oh man, you can learn so much.
Hey Miguel, I want to ask you a couple quick questions. Number one, I know you fought 101 days after your brother had passed away in the ring. Well, he in the hospital a couple of days after fighting, but you knocked your first opponent out in what 30 seconds, and then the following two opponents out in 30 seconds as well.
Yes, that was it, man. After my brother passed away, I don't think I ever put in doubt that I was gonna continue boxing. It never crossed my mind, man, should I continue? And you know, at the same time, it happened because more importantly, I ended up having all the support from my family. At first, they were very, very, doubtful about it, especially my mom. You know, her son had just passed away.
I can't imagine.
My dad always was one of them, bro, Mexican dads. He's like, nah, you can do this, keep going. But ultimately, they're like, you know what, it's your choice. So I had their support, and so that's how I was able to do that, man. And you know, even up to today, I still have their support 100%. They're always encouraging me. You know, my family, my
Miguel's
sister,
got an amazing family.
Encouraging me, and that's the reason why I was able to, you know, do that so quick after my brother passed away.
You know, one of the things, Miguel, I mean, you talked about it a little bit, but it's so hard for me to see guys like Regis or guys like you, guys like myself. We've been fighting forever and training our butts off, and then you get these YouTube guys that come in, and I shouldn't be hating so much because they're bringing money, bringing attention, but it's just hard for me to swallow that Regis Prograis on the undercard of a Logan Paul fight. I just have trouble swallowing that.
And you never want to knock on a man's hustle, you know.
No, I know, that's what I'm saying.
in this instance, I'm like, man, like, to be honest, I'm like, man, fuck that, because it's like they're getting a pass.
No, I know. Just talk about you.
They're YouTube stars, because I promise you, I always tell people there, what do you think about Jake Paul? What do you think about his brother? What do you think about? I like, the minute these dudes step in with a real fighter, they're gonna like somebody gonna get hurt for real, and then all this shit gonna be like, oh man, we shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
Oh, we should have.
I agree.
But I'm like, as long as they keep finding the level of fights they're doing. Like, it's all fun and games, but until somebody get hurt, that's when they gonna.
Yeah,
realize,
and
man,
we'll
we should
see
never
too.
let that happen.
I wonder if they ever do get in a real fight, what's going to happen? You know, I'm not hating on them, but I wonder if they're just going to quit.
Well, I brought it up when Shock was on last week. I brought it up to Shock, and I said, to end all this is just what Miguel's saying. One of these dudes is going to get cleaned out.
Well, if they fight a real guy, they're fighting guys. I mean, what's his name? Ben Askren's fighting Mayweather.
Because the guy, what's the guy, Nate Robinson?
Oh, yeah, you saw that? Yeah, he got clean.
Yeah, but he thought, the brother, he thought like, oh, shit, I got power. I like, bro, you knocked out a dude that can't fight just like you. the moment you step in with a fighter that's been doing it for years, that's when you really gonna realize if you could do it or not. And we all know what happens, even when you had McGregor versus Mayweather. Yeah, you had an athlete, but you had a real fighter, and it's not gonna. And
Mayweather literally Mayweather played with him. I mean, he literally played with him.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what we talked about last week. We talked about, it's going to take one of these guys, we think, just getting his clock clean to finally be like, okay, that's it. But Miguel, I wanted to kind of talk a little about you and your boxing and what you, your career so far. You fought some really good fights, had some tough losses. I always like to ask boxers when we talk to them, look back and what fight for you do you look back in your past that you're really proud of?
Lou's getting
a phone call.
This is great.
that you look back on with pride and how you fought, and what was it about the fight that you're proud of?
I mean, I'm at the stage where I consider myself a veteran, so maybe, I mean, I want to say once I started competing at the level I am, man, all my fights, I'm like, man, win, lose, draw, whatever. Like, I'm always content. But, I mean, obviously, my fight with Leo, fighting for the world title, fighting in Vegas at the MGM, that's probably my, even though I lost, but it's probably the biggest accomplishment of my career because, a lot of fighters don't even get to say that they fought for a world title. And I was able to do it, and not just against anybody. I was able to do it against a dude that was a 3-division world champion, one of the best in my weight division. And just going 12 rounds with him, I know, like I said, I didn't win, but I don't want to say it was an accomplishment itself, just going 12, but, it was a competitive fight. And, like I said, my team, Bobby, Ben, Aaron, we came up with the perfect game plan, man. And I promise you, a lot of people that even I knew, they weren't even counting on me going 12 rounds with this dude. They were thinking like, oh man, 4 or 5 rounds, he gonna knock Miguel out. And I think I was able to make it a competitive fight, and it was a good fight for the crowd.
I don't know if you guys ever seen Miguel. He does not look like a fighter. He looks like a matinee idol, like good looking dude. Man.
No, I saw him at the gym, and I forgot the guy's name that you were sparring with. I talked to him afterwards. Dude, what was his name?
Pablo. It was Pablo.
Pablo Cruz.
Pablo Cruz, the one that's fighting. Okay, yeah. And both of y'all looked incredible. I was like, man, this guy, because, I knew who you were. I didn't know exactly who Pablo Cruz was. But, man, I mean, y'all were hitting each other. And I was like, woo.
Jeff was a creepy dude in the back.
Oh, come on, man.
I did see him, but
I know.
I was able to shake his hand and stuff, but we didn't really get into a conversation like that.
No, y'all were busy. I was just there to observe and just take as much in as I could, man. And it was fun. It was fun to watch you, man. Because I even text Grant here. I was like, dude, you won't believe this, Miguel. I was like, I'm supposed to watch Miguel Flores sit here and spar.
I know, dude. I was unable to come, and I kept telling Jeff I'm jealous of what he was going, because he was taking pictures and he's like, look what we're doing and look what I'm watching. And I was real good.
Everybody needs to see it once. I mean, it's something.
And I've had a lot of people, that are like, hey man, I can come watch you spar. Like, yeah, you're welcome. You can come. And for them, it's like an incredible experience. Because like I said, like Lou was saying, there's some incredible sparring, even better than some of the fights you see on TV.
So Miguel, tell us what's next for you, man. I know obviously right now you're helping out and doing that, but when are we going to be able to see you box again?
actually, I'm here at the Mohegan Sun, and it's my promoter, Premier Boxing Champions (PBC), that's putting on the card. So that's one of the other reasons why I was, glad that I was able to come up here. Hopefully, by tomorrow, Friday, I'm able to talk to some of the guys and see. Hopefully, once I get back, it's gonna be 100% get back in the gym, and hopefully around June, July, man, I'm looking to get back in the gym, in the ring, actually. And I always tell people, man, I don't like to be given stuff. I want to earn my position again. And a lot of people are like, man, well, you're right there. You can still get a shot at a world title. But I don't want to skip no lines. I want to earn my spot. I want to get 2-3 fights, against good opponents and earn my ranking, and hopefully.
Miguel, I would love to promote
for the world title next year.
It would be so cool to get you one of those fights down in Houston, man. That'd be great. I'd love to try and do that.
And that's another thing Lou was talking about. Lou has a lot of knowledge on the business side of the sport as well. So we had talked with Lou. Hopefully he could come with my manager, and we could hopefully bring a card down there, man.
Yeah,
It's
man,
been a while
promote a
since
fight.
been a big card down there in Houston. Hopefully that's something we could come through with.
Yeah, I was promoting fights down here, but obviously with the COVID and everything, it was not, it wasn't financially feasible for smaller promoters because you have to. You're quarantined right now, right, Miguel?
Yes. So once we get here, man, it's like you get mad. It's just like the best looking jail you ever been to, because you get good meals, you got a TV, and you got a nice bed, but you just can't leave. You can't go to.
Yeah.
How long you have to stay there? How long you have to stay in?
Best jail you ever been to.
How long you have to stay in the room?
So we today we tested.
Yeah.
We did our test for COVID. Hopefully by tomorrow we come back negative.
Okay.
And then we can start coming down, but we have to stay in the hotel. We have a designated area where we can't move from there. And Saturday, Friday is the weigh-in. Saturday is the fight. Pablo's fight. I believe it won't be televised, but the rest of the cards are gonna be on Showtime, actually.
Oh, really cool.
And fights are Saturday, and man, they got us on a flight back on Sunday. I believe it's like early in the morning. So I'm like, man, they didn't even give us a chance to do nothing. They put it back on the plane like, all right, y'all go.
I gotta tell you a funny story. When I fought, it was right there's Foxwoods and there's Mohegan Sun. They're both in Connecticut. They're huge casinos. But when I fought Buster Douglas, me and Bobby, you know how Bobby is. We like to get out of there early the next day. So we're leaving. We're getting ready to leave. We're catching the shuttle to the airport, and there's people on the bus that been gambling all night. And Bobby looks at the place and goes, "Oh my God, those poor degenerates!" And who gets off the bus? My mother. Hey, sweetie, I was on a roll last night. Oh my God, it was so much fun. I was like, oh my God. My mom was on the bus.
That's great.
She was gambling all
She's
night.
one of the degenerates,
Yeah,
huh?
she was.
Yeah.
She was like $25.
She thought she had it made. Once again, we're sitting here talking to Miguel Flores, 24-4 with 12 KOs, looking to get back in the ring this upcoming June. Is there a specific fighter? I know you said you like to earn your way up. Is there a specific fighter that you would like to go after?
I mean, like I said, I'm at that level where I don't think I'll get any easy fights anymore. So I mean, any of the top 10 guys in my division, I fight at featherweight. So I'm not very good at calling out people and I want to fight him. But I mean, give me any of the top 10 guys. Like I said, I'm a well-known fighter after going 12 rounds with Leo. My last fight, even though I lost, it was a title eliminator. So I'm right there, man. I'm right there with those guys. And at this point, like I said, I know there's not going to be no easy fights out there for me, but I would like any of the top 10 guys in my division.
So Miguel, now you're at a point. You said you're a vet now. You feel like you're a vet, and you've kind of progressed in your career. What are some things that you feel like you've improved upon and gotten really better at, and what are some things you feel like still that you need to work on, or some things that you're looking to improve upon in your fighting?
At this point, it's all about knowledge, man. You gotta be able to know how to walk that ring. You gotta be able to know every corner of that ring, especially in a 12-round fight with air-down gloves. And then one of the things I feel like I still need to work on, man, is just staying focused. Even just all around my last fight, I was well prepared. I always prepare 100%. That's one thing. After having my brother pass away and seeing all these tragic deaths in boxing, I don't ever, give nothing less than 100% during training. So my last fight, I'm like, that wasn't even the issue of me not being physically prepared. It was more of an issue of being mentally not there. I wasn't focused. So I think that's one thing, I still have to, as a fighter, mature. Just staying focused throughout the whole fight, staying focused leading up to the fight. Because it's not just about putting in the work. You also got to be intelligent, and like they say, you gotta work smarter, not harder.
Okay. I like that.
Well, man, I gotta say, man, you're super humble for everything that you've gone through and being a professional boxer like you are, man. Like, wow, like extremely humble and knowledgeable.
And he's so talented, man. In many different things. He teaches our classes over here at the gym, and people are loving him over here. He's really, he does a really nice job with the classes. It's fun. You gotta come by.
Still on?
Oh.
I wanted to, man. I just wanted to say thank you for joining the show, Miguel. And when you get back in Houston, man, I'd love to have you here in person. Come on and let's shoot the shit again.
Oh yeah, definitely, man. It'll be a lot more funner. Like I said, Lou told me this 2 days ago, man. I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be out of town, but definitely, man. When I get back, I would love to be there in person. And like I said, it'll be a lot more fun. And we get.
Dude, I don't know about you coming in person. I do the best looking guy in the room, and you got that Ricky Martin thing going on.
No, not Ricky Martin.
Well, you got a problem with Ricky Martin? Dude, Ricky Martin's hot. You come on, dude. Come on, dude. Come
You're
on.
wearing leather today and talking about Ricky Martin being hot.
I'm secure enough in my sexuality, unlike yourself. Well, lack thereof. Sorry, Miguel.
It's a pleasure talking to you guys.
Thanks, Miguel.
Hey, good luck, man.
For having me on. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Wow, Miguel Flores, dude. Like, hey, Lou, do you want to see who called you?
No, I don't care.
No, you don't want to know why we laugh?
Why? I know. My leather pants are.
Dude. I mean, it sounds like you're peeling off the thing you're sitting on.
You're 100% right. It's a boxing show and you got leather pants on.
Yes.
What a boxing look made of.
Oh my gosh! But
What
wear those on your
What a
fists,
headgear made of.
not your legs.
But I mean, for real though, when you were getting up, like I thought I was gonna have to help you, like peel you off.
I did not feel comfortable when you were talking about me getting up. How did my hands look on
Look.
Hey, look, all I know is you just spent the last conversation we had with that guy, and you said on multiple occasions how good looking he was, and you talked about Ricky Martin. Yeah. Here's what I've learned about you over the
I
last.
saw Ricky Martin in concert.
Here's what I've learned.
I bet you did.
Oh yeah.
I can dance.
How long ago was that?
80s again.
No, that was probably. Well, when was Ricky Martin a thing? When was that?
Probably 15 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you meet him?
No, I did not.
You didn't get a chance to
I
meet
was
him.
front row.
That was good. That was good for that guy. You probably would have.
Ricky Martin, I mean, maybe he saw you.
He was in Menudo, right? Was he Menudo?
I don't know. That's a good
I think he
question.
was.
That is a good question. Yeah.
Siri,
Oh,
was
shit.
he Menudo?
Oh my god.
Here's what I found.
Menudo. Ricky Martin, nice. 1977. Thank you, baby. Thank you. Ricky Martin, 1977 was in Menudo. That's my girl.
Dude, we're doing a whole segment like we're going to with Lou and Siri.
Yes.
Like, I mean, you're gonna date Siri
Yes.
by the end of the show.
I think
like,
he already
not
is.
this show.
He
But
calls her baby and he says all that stuff.
He's like,
to her.
"Come on, baby."
Yeah.
Be right.
She's Australian.
Do you hook your phone up to your car?
What?
When you're
No.
like,
You do the Bluetooth
do
to
you
your car.
No, I don't do that.
God, man,
Okay.
because we could get a camera in his car
Yes.
with him talk like
That would be awesome.
Oh man, that's a whole show in itself.
Yes.
What's that? What's the late night guy that has all the singers on?
Oh, James Corden.
James Corden.
Jordan,
Yeah,
I
we
think
could
that's
just
his
do.
name.
We could do an hour with
What-
Lou.
Lip sync with Lou.
Lip sync with Lou. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
With Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
She bangs. She bangs.
What's your favorite? Is that your favorite Ricky Martin song? She bangs.
I'm not going to answer this. This is really, what's Ricky Martin doing nowadays, man?
I think he's still doing the same thing.
Really? I haven't heard about it.
I think
in a while.
so. I don't know. I have no idea. Ask Siri.
Siri, what is Ricky Martin doing nowadays?
Welcome to Lights Out with Lou. Oh
I
Lord.
don't have that information for Ricky Martin.
All right, Siri, this is the second time.
All right, let's get back to boxing.
Okay, let's talk about some boxing. Hey, so I wanted to say I did get the chance to go down to Maine Boxing.
That's cool. Thank you for
I
doing
went
that.
went downtown and saw Regis Prograis and man,
But think about the guy. Just think about what you're saying. I mean, just for me, I'm intrigued. It's so cool. You went down there. You saw Miguel Flores, a top 5 fighter, former champion. You had Regis Prograis was fighting in the championship. Another guy was fighting tonight.
Shock.
Oceanique, yeah. And then Pablo Cruz is fighting tonight. I'm sorry, fighting this weekend.
Yeah, I got to see Pablo Cruz too.
Yeah, he's a tough kid too.
Man, so I got to see I got to see Pablo Cruz spar Miguel Flores, and I got to see Oceanique Shock Foster spar with Regis Prograis. Like that for me was unbelievable.
Well, you think about Shock. I didn't know that about Shock. He had 200-something amateur fights. I had no idea. That's amazing.
Well, one of the things I've really enjoyed about this show is
Lou.
Well, Lou's been okay, but one of the things I've really
love his leather pants.
One of the things I've really enjoyed about this show is just learning about the rich boxing history of Houston and just how big this is in this city.
It's always been New York and Detroit, but I'm telling you, I mean, the last 10 years, Houston has probably become the premier fight town. I mean, in the way of guys training here. I should say 20 years. I mean, when I first came down here, you had Lou Duva, who was main event. They had all their fighters out. Holyfield, Tyrell Biggs, I can go on forever. They were all training in Pasadena right off of 225. And then Foreman was making his comeback. He was here, and there was another gym called Heights Boxing Gym, which a lot of guys trained at too. Just so many guys. And then Bobby Benton's dad, Bill Benton, he was a fixture in boxing for years, and he's had gyms probably the last 30 years in Houston.
Yeah, no, it's great because, I'm like I said, originally from Dallas Fort Worth area, and I didn't know that about Houston, and it's great that you can go and do like what you did,
yeah, it was amazing.
Which is go and watch guys that are top in their class and watch them spar and practice and train.
I think people don't realize it until you go down there, like Jeff did, go down there and actually see it. I mean, these guys, like he just said, they're not playing. They're going at it.
I walked in there, and
it's crazy.
we have a boxing show, right? We're with Lou Savarese, and I'd never been to a sparring session, much less I boxing cards are usually in Las Vegas or big ones, and I've never been to an undercard like here in Houston. The smell is different. Like I text messaged Ashley. I was like, "This place," because she wanted to go too. I was like, "This place is raw. I mean, real raw. Like it is. I mean, but
that's not. I've been in some boxing gyms.
But I mean, my comparison was to here.
Yeah, no.
Like this is in Bel Air in Houston. It's amazing the equipment, but this is state of the art. This is kind of where boxing is. This is a state of the art facility.
Yeah, we're not having that many. All our fighters, like Miguel is one of our trainers here. All of Been fighters are currently fighting, so it's cool. You get a real legitimate experience here, but you don't get the smell.
No, you don't. This is man. It smells like sanitizer and soap and nice in here.
Yes.
The other gyms.
Potpourri in lavender.
It's
what'd you say?
Potpourri.
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 I guess I don't know.
Potpourri.
Potpourri.
Leather pants Lou. My goodness, dude.
Lights out with leather pants Lou.
Yeah, there you go. We could have a
lot of L's.
Dude, I've got so many ideas for segments just off of the first 45 minutes of this show.
But I think we were talking about it before we even started going live.
My pants?
We're talking about your pants, but your wardrobe.
Yeah, man.
You got it. I think you said you've got an old wardrobe, right? Like you've got a lot of old clothes.
No, it's eclectic. I have old, I have new. I mesh them all. It's like fusion.
It's like fusion?
I'm a fusion dresser. I just made that up.
Okay.
Yeah, fusion dresser.
Do you go shop for clothes now, currently?
I do. I went yesterday.
You did? What'd you buy?
I didn't buy anything. Well, I didn't buy anything.
What do you like? Like when you go shop for clothes, like what are you looking for?
Right now, I shouldn't tell you guys.
Come on, no, we've already.
We got to know now.
I have a couple of people bird dogging for me right now, but I'm looking for. I don't know.
You got people looking for clothes for you?
I do. But I can't. I mean, you guys are gonna make fun. I shouldn't tell you.
This is a whole new. This is a whole new Lou Savarese.
They're leather overalls, skinny overalls. This is gonna be awesome.
Leather skinny overalls.
Yep.
Please,
by the way,
Jesus, I'm gonna pray.
Please, Jesus, find these.
Define these leather skinny overalls.
Ashley, get on Amazon.com.
So
we need
people looking.
leather skinny overalls.
Looking,
what's your height? What, 6'6" what?
6'5".
6'5", 240.
My waist is 36, 38.
36, 38. Okay, y'all.
They're out there. Actually, they're out there. I'm serious. They're fierce.
Please, Jesus.
And no T-shirt underneath. Just come to the show. Just those.
Yes.
Yeah, I got the whole thing
yes,
planned.
you should do that.
Dude, we're gonna have ratings are gonna skyrocket.
But the question that comes to my mind, though, whenever you're talking about that is, were you specifically looking for leather, overall, skinny? Like, were those the three categories?
I have been looking for. I saw them one time, and I really wanted them, and I'm gonna get them. So.
God,
but no. But yesterday I went. I go to Goodwill's. I go all over. I find all kinds of.
A little bit more boxing and a little less Lou. Here we go.
Please.
Okay, a little bit. Your thoughts, Lou, on Ryan Garcia and Javier Fortuna for the WBS lightweight
That's
title.
a real fight, man. I mean, people are really pumped up. You heard Shockey talking about it, Miguel. I mean, it's going to be a great fight. I mean, you know, I think, I know for Garcia, if he wins this, the boxing public, the people, the real, are going to be like, he's real.
He's real.
He's real.
Yeah, and so I think that's what they've been saying.
Fight, you know, and this is that fight. So it's a huge fight for both guys. But I think for Garcia, it puts him on a different level. If he wins this fight, it's going to be huge.
And that's what everybody's been saying about this fight.
Excuse me for interrupting. And if he wins in spectacular fashion too, you know, it's going to be something.
Well, I think there's somebody he's trying to avoid too. I forgot the guy's name. Man, I can't think of it right now. And they're saying that if he wins this fight, he has to fight him, which would be the super bout.
No, that's
for
great.
Ryan Garcia.
That's what we need in the boxing. Is fights that are supposed to happen should happen. I mean, that's what we need in boxing right now.
Well, I was reading Eddie Hearn. Eddie Hearn says, I was reading an article. It said Eddie Hearn says Ryan Garcia's decision to fight Javier Fortuna next, rather than Devin Haney, means he'll end up making 1/4 the money against him than he would have. And he says he makes it sound like he shouldn't.
I disagree. He's hating. Don't forget, he's a promoter. He's hating on that.
Haney promoter. Yeah.
No, yeah. What's his name is the promoter?
Eddie Hearn.
Eddie Hearn.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I totally disagree. I mean, he's going to make money. He's just going to. Why? That makes no sense. Because wouldn't it build up the hype more if he wins this fight?
Right.
It's a real legitimate fight, and then he win. It's going to be a lot bigger draw if he fights. After this fight.
Well, he says he thinks the media is giving Ryan a free pass by overlooking the way that he refused to fight WBC lightweight champion Haney.
Yeah, he's just hating.
So that's what they're talking about, him going through this fight.
I understand.
And people are like, this is a real fight. Like you said, it's a real fight, or a real challenge for him. And if he wins, especially in
Spectacular fashion.
then he's got to fight Haney. That's like this is a setup fight basically for Haney.
It was almost like what's his name's kid, Mayweather's kid, winning against De La Cruz and winning in that kind of fashion. I mean, there was other bigger fights out there for him, but he won that fight. And remember when he fought De La Cruz, Mayweather's kid.
Yeah, the guy that fights for Mayweather. I can't think of him at the moment.
God. Oh, geez.
One of our listeners.
I'm having a senior moment.
Well,
I was at the fight. They
Senior
fought
moment. Well, don't tell people you're at the fight and forgot it.
Tommy, I don't forget nothing, Tommy. Well, no, it was. But you know, it was in San Antonio. They had that fight. That was where he just crushed him with that uppercut. It was wild.
Oh yeah.
Well, and I think for boxing, I think Ryan Garcia just cementing himself more in that line of to get to a really legit championship round fight. I think that's what boxing needs, because I mean, like we've talked about, Garcia brings in a lot of people outside of boxing, and I think you need him to ascend to that.
I agree. And Hearn, once again, he's got ulterior motives, and he's a great promoter. But it's just you want what's best for the promoter. That's a huge fight. He's talking about how much they might lose. If he ever loses to this guy, which is a chance, and then Hearn doesn't share in that huge mega fight.
So he's just looking at it from a money standpoint as much as it is. Yeah. Okay.
And then I wanted to bring something else up to you. The Marquez Cotto fight is an exhibition, and that is I hate that. I hate that, and that's what Shock was talking about, and that's what
It's so silly, man.
Yes, why?
Who cares about an exhibition?
I don't think it that would not pull a draw. And we were talking about the Holyfield and Tyson fight not being an exhibition.
Yeah.
And so I mean, of course, that's going to be a way bigger draw. I don't want to watch an exhibition fight. I think that people that didn't know what an exhibition fight was saw the Tyson and Jones fight and knew now they know and will not pay for an exhibition fight.
Yeah, well, they will. I think they will. I think it's not going to be the real true boxing fans going to watch it. I think it's going to be a lot of people that just like the hype. The same people that go to hockey matches to see the fights.
I know we kind of talk about it here and there.
Good comparison.
We talk about it here and there every show, and I know people comment. I see people comment on Lights Out quite a bit on Facebook. Legit. Do you want to do this again? Do you want to get in the ring and fight?
Hey,
and
you
box?
can see the comments. I can't see.
I love it, dude. I would fight tomorrow, but it's probably not the smartest thing to do. I have a family, but I would love it. I mean, I love fighting. I love training. I stay in good shape. Most guys, a lot of guys don't. I mean, they just leave. Like we were just talking about my trainer, DeMarcus. he's my link to boxing. He knows every fighter, everything that's going on in boxing, and he was just telling me that. Oh, here we go. I'm having a senior moment. He was a cruiserweight. James Toney's talking about fighting at 250. He said he's gotten down to. He was at his best at 168, and he wasn't pretty at 190. He wasn't pretty at bigger than most of my girls. Yeah, he's probably got full on.
How can you be in shape?
It's not. He said he got down to 250. He's got.
So he got
down.
Probably got 44 double Ds at that weight. Not gonna be pretty.
Damn.
Well, if that came to be, like, how quickly do you think you could ramp yourself up to where you're in shape to do something like that?
It would take me 2 months. I mean, I lived I'm in here. I'm training all the time. Today, I probably did 300 sit-ups today, just doing it with clients. I do sit-ups. Yeah, I'm big into the ass.
So, do you want to get active in promoting that? Like, do you want to get active in saying, "Hey, find somebody and be like, look, give me a fight," or are you just?
I'm torn. I'm really torn. If there was somebody that it was a real legitimate thing, and we could do it. I'm not going to do an exhibition. I'd like to fight somebody. I mean, I would love to fight Tyson, obviously, because I watched that fight again. I mean, it's ridiculous. I mean,
Which fight?
When I fought Tyson, I mean, it's he was.
Is that the most frustrating fight of your career?
It is because it's such a big name. But it's frustrating because you want to have a fair, maybe hating a little bit, but you want to have a fair, even playing field. And he was doing coke 2 hours before the fight, and he's admitted it. And I watched it. I don't.
Oh, when you watch it, you can tell.
Well, he punched the referee. The referee.
Yeah.
We look lost.
Yeah, and I got right back up. I've been hurt in a lot of fights and come back and win the fights. So I like to have a fair chance. But
Alan Morris on here said saw Lou's one and only MMA fight. It was awesome.
Thanks, Alan. Wow, that's when I went to neutral corner. I didn't know.
Yeah.
That was terrible. I was mad. I wanted to
real quick, like what was crazy, we were talking to Miguel Flores earlier, and you were like, man, when I fought Buster Douglas, blah, blah. And it's just, I'm sitting here watching, I'm like, damn, he got in the ring with Buster Douglas.
I know.
Just sitting here talking about Mike Tyson.
I know, it's crazy how I catch myself doing that too, how we sit here and, you're just Lou. Like for us, like we hang out, we talk, stuff like that.
Pants.
Yeah, leather pants Lou.
Leather pants Lou.
Lights out with leather pants Lou.
But you've been in, like, the fights of fights. Like, I mean, when you're talking about the pantheon of boxers in boxing history, like, you've tussled with them.
Got them all.
Yeah, I mean, it is cool. I mean, I look back and Jerry Cooney's a dear friend of mine. Cooney always tells me, you're at the top, because I don't give as much credence as he does. But you're at the top of your game, just to be there. Like when I'm talking to Miguel, and even I mean, to me, as a fighter, you don't want to lose. But listen, when you're at that echelon fighting these guys, somebody's going to lose, and there's no shame, to be at that level and to lose. Myself, Miguel. I mean, it's going to happen. I mean,
well, it's funny, like without going into old school or younger weight classes, like what Grant was just saying. You fought every major name in the heavyweights that everybody would put up, as their top fighters. Maybe not like Lennox Lewis or something, but we.
Well, I was gonna, it's interesting you said that. If I would have beat Grant, I was guaranteed. Both of us were either whoever won the fight, Grant and I was going to get and Grant wound up getting the Lewis fight after beating me.
Well, and you did Grant, and then you did Mike Tyson. Yeah. After that one.
Well, Grant, if I would have won the Grant fight, that was a huge fight. I wouldn't. I don't know if I ever told you guys. It's really interesting from a business standpoint. I didn't want to take the fight. I said no, I'm not taking the fight. And my manager at the time, he said, "Listen, not him. He didn't say. His lawyer called up and said, well, if you don't take the fight, we're gonna sue you. We're gonna do this." And my manager was one of the wealthiest men in New York, and probably still is. He owns a REIT, a really big REIT, one of the biggest landowners in New York. So I really didn't want to get sued by him. But anyway, I said, listen, guys, I can't fight. My shoulder was messed up. I said, there's no way. And I said, how much is in the fight? And they said $750,000. I mean, that's a lot of money. And I said, no way. There's no way. I'm not taking it. I said, if I was going to take the fight, there's at least $1 million in there. They're like, no, you got to take the fight. And I said, okay. And I got off the phone. And I got on the phone. I called Lou DiBella, who's the president of. He's actually the one suing Shockey right now.
Yeah.
And I called DiBella. I said, hey, Lou. I said, listen. And he said, you got to take this fight. It's a big fight. I said, Lou. Listen, my shoulder's messed up. I said, how much money's in the fight? He said, we can give you $1 million. We'll give you $1 million. And I said, okay. I said, Lou, do me a favor. Can I get $50,000 training expenses? He said, done. And it was done. So I wasn't going to turn down $1 million. So I took the fight. So even though I lost, I still got $1 million.
I wonder if we could do the math, like if you break it down by seconds. Because what, it was 1:39?
The fight?
Yeah.
Well, they're talking about the Tyson fight, not the Grant. We're talking about the Grant fight.
He's talking about the Grant
fight. Okay, I was talking about
yeah,
Tyson.
yeah. It's funny, yeah.
Well, I was gonna bring up the Grant fight because, and I was trying to compliment you. I was trying to compliment you because earlier, right before we got on, you were talking about like, yeah, he beat the shit out of me because Grant had a message. But you're humble about it.
I didn't watch the fight. I didn't watch the Grant fight. I didn't watch it and then I watched it recently. I mean, think about this. Probably 20 years after the fight, I watched it. I was like, oh my! I mean, it was a war. It was a war. It was a good fight. And the craziest thing about that fight, I can talk about it now, but for years I didn't talk about it. I went back to the corner after the fight. And I thought, and I was in my trainer said, "Man, keep your head up, dude. You just fought your heart out." I said, "What do you mean? I got stopped?" He said, "What?" I said, "They stopped at the third round. I got a wicked headbutt and got a bad cut on my eye." He said, "You went the distance, man. I had no idea. I thought they stopped the fight the third round."
Oh, really?
Damn.
I went 12 rounds. I had no idea. I really thought they stopped the fight. It was crazy.
Shit.
You just kept fighting, just kept going
I
in
just
there.
kept fighting. It was a war. I mean, it was a good fight.
I'll have to go back and watch it.
Yeah,
If those of y'all that haven't seen it, go back and watch the Grant Savarese fight.
And the scorecard you had 97, 91, 98, 90, 98.
No, he won. He won the fight. But I went 12 rounds. I mean, with a guy, I had no left hand at all. I couldn't. I mean, my shoulder was so messed up. I couldn't use my jab, which is one of my better punches. But it was a war. I mean, we both. I heard him in the 5th or 6th round. I heard him. It was a really good fight.
Do you know much about Carl Frampton?
I do. I know Eric.
Okay, so Jamel Herring basically ended Frampton's career.
Yeah.
He retired after Saturday. Jamel Herring beat Carl Frampton this past Saturday. Frampton called it a career.
He's done.
Yeah, he's done. But his record is actually he's got a good record.
Yeah.
But he's 34 years old, and he just called it a day, which is interesting considering guys that are 55 coming out of retirement.
But you also got to remember he did it in the heat of battle after the fights. Like it's sometimes you can't really think about this as a fighter or other fighters. You're just literally in there. You're in a life or death situation. And we didn't bring this up before. Miguel's brother died in the ring, and. I went to Bobby was his trainer. I went up to Dallas to see him. It was one of the worst things I've ever seen in my life. I mean, ever. To see him in a coma in there, it was just seeing his family there. Miguel's family is so tight and so close. They're amazing. His dad.
So you saw Benjamin when he was in the, okay.
Yeah, and I went up there. It was in Dallas. It was terrible.
For those of y'all that don't know, Miguel Flores was on earlier. His brother had a rough fight, a battle in the ring after the fight. The paramedic. Well, he got knocked out.
During the fight, he went back to the corner.
Yeah.
And he told Bobby, he said something doesn't feel right, and he was winning the fight handily, and came back and just started wobbling, and then passed out.
Yeah.
And
So
he had what they call a subdural hematoma, and they rushed him to the hospital. They opened his brain, but he never came to.
it was 5 days later. They finally pronounced him passed away.
Yeah.
5 days after the fight. But that was Miguel Flores' brother, and then Miguel Flores fought and knocked out the guy 101 days later. So that's 3 months after his brother died that he fought in the ring for his first professional fight.
I always think about how his mom. I mean, could you imagine?
Well, that's what he mentioned when he was talking.
No, I know. How could you watch your son?
Yeah.
Being there
One of them just died, and you let the other one wants to go fight. Like
I can't imagine. I really can't imagine. I had my son. My son actually fought 2 years ago, and it was one of the hardest things I've ever done in my life, watching him fight.
Oh, man.
I really wanted to jump in the ring like 3 or 4 times. It was crazy.
Grant, you got some history?
I do, man. You ready for some history there, Lou?
Well,
Yes,
I mean, I don't know if y'all have gone on to Lights Out with Lou Savarese, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. Last week's history segment was absolutely hysterical.
It was
So go check it out. I posted a little 2-minute clip of Lou calling Grant out. Like, can't you look that up?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that was hilarious. Yeah, that was funny. No,
We're not millennials.
Yeah, no, it was funny.
Well, to see me, I'm talking to Siri like she's my girl.
But you're supposed to be the boxing guy, like the guy that knows everything about boxing.
Okay, I do, but sometimes I like
Can you
some
just get up from that seat real quick so we can hear what it sounds like?
No, he's stuck to it.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Oh, there you go. That's what we want to see. You hopping on that. Tune in, everybody, to see Lou hop on what are these things called?
I have no idea.
Oh my God, let's go.
A box, a jump box. Yeah.
Jump box.
A jump box.
Vertical jump box.
There you go.
It's a VJ box.
We need to hurry.
Vertical jump.
We need to hurry up because we need to talk about something.
Yes, we do. I know what you're getting at. Let's go.
Yes.
Stop it, dude.
Yeah, it's coming.
April 5th, 1915.
Wildflowers.
Just
You already said it.
You're bringing it up. We were going to bring up something else, but then we'll talk about that too. It's April 5th, 1915. Jess Willard KOs Jack Johnson in 26 in a heavyweight boxing
title. You want to know something cool about Jess Willard?
What?
He was the tallest heavyweight champion up until Vladimir Klitschko.
Damn.
Yeah, 6'7".
KO Jack Johnson, huh?
In 26.
26 rounds?
26 rounds.
26.
Think about
Holy.
that.
I mean.
So what year was that?
1915.
Okay, so it was after Marcus and Queenberry.
Yeah.
They had the rules. But, oh, shit, I'm going to...
What in the world is that?
Who is that? Oh, my God. Lou. He's taking pictures. I can't.
Siri, I'll call you back. That's fantastic. All right.
Oh, my God.
April 5th, 1900, James Jeffrey.
Hold on. Let me hold on. I'm a fashionista, a boxer. I have a lot going on. I'm not a good guy with the phone. Sorry.
Let's go back on the fashionista.
Yeah.
I am probably the best dressed.
Hold it down over there with
I
the
am probably the
fashionista.
best dressed straight man I know.
I mean,
Fashionista. Okay. Is that a good term for you? Fashionista?
I think so.
was it 2 snaps and a twist? Is that what it was?
I remember that was in living color.
I think it was. I think that's what it was.
You had the hat like the teeth.
Yes, that one. Yeah, it's kind of like the guy you said you knocked off. You knocked his head off, right? Or knocked his hat off, wasn't it, in a sparring?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was,
that's right. Check that out.
Jorge Luis Gonzalez.
April 5th, 1987, middleweight World Boxing Championship. Sugar Ray Leonard upsets marvelous Marvin Hagler at Caesar's Palace.
I cried. I cried at that fight.
Did you?
I did.
You were at the fight.
No, I was at the Playboy Club in Great Gorge, New Jersey. They had the Playboy Club was there, and they had closed circuit. I watched that fight. I cried.
Why'd you cry?
Because I loved Hagler. I wanted him to win so bad. I lost a lot of money on the fight too.
I think that might have been the main reason.
I loved Hagler. I thought that fight was so amazing. I think I told you guys this before, but businessmen love to hear the story. What happened in that fight was really lost at the negotiation table. What happened was Hagler he was a beast, and he didn't care. He knows he's going to knock a guy out. That's what he was. He knew he's not going to lose, and that he truly believed that he was a beast, mentally and physically. So when they said to him, they said, okay, listen, we're going to give you, and don't quote me on the money, but I'm pretty close. They said, Leonard's camp, who we had a guy named, a Swedish guy, Bjorn, his manager, a very smart guy. He said, listen, we're going to give you an extra $500,000 or $200,000. We want to wear the heavier gloves. They're the same gloves, but they're different. The padding is on the knuckles, not the wrist. So they said, we're going to give you whatever, a couple $100,000. Hagler said, I don't care, give me the money. And he let him wear the Everlast.
Let Sugar Ray wear them.
Let Sugar Ray wear. Both of them wore Everlast gloves. They're a lot more cushionier than the Reyes gloves. And then he said, that was at the time they changed from 15 to 12 rounds. You could do either one.
So it got heavy.
Yeah, Leonard's camp said, listen, we'll give you another $300,000. Can you make it 12 rounds and 15? Hagler said, I don't care. I'm going to knock you out anyway. So they did that, and absolutely that's why the fight was won.
Oh, wow.
Because if you remember the fight,
no.
What do you call it? Leonard was exhausted. He could barely keep his hands up. And Hagler was the type of guy, he could go 50 rounds. I mean, the more it went, the better it was. And he probably, if it went 15 rounds, more than likely he would have knocked Leonard out. So that was a really cool negotiation.
Interesting.
Wow,
fight.
that is.
Yeah, really cool stuff.
That's good strategy.
Learning
right
stuff.
There. Absolutely, I love that.
Lights out with
That's
Lou.
why I like to do this, because you put those inputs in.
That was right in my wheelhouse, the 80s.
And then he lost a bunch of money and cried. Just saying.
And then he
No, they made. Can you see how much they made? They made. On that fight, they were very, very smart. And both, I don't know who was Hagler's people.
I was talking about you losing a bunch of money.
Oh, yeah, I did. Yeah, I wasn't smart. I'm not the sharpest tack in the box. But anyway, they made big money. Can you see what they did?
Yeah.
That was what they did. It was ingenious. They got apart.
We're on a time strain.
Okay, but they gave up something up front, but they took a shot and rolled the dice and said, give me a percentage of the pay-per-view. It was one of the biggest pay-per-views. May have been the biggest pay-per-view in history up to that date. So they got huge money. I mean, like 19 million or 15
For them, that's
yeah, back then that was big
awesome.
money.
Yeah, I think Mayweather now holds. It's Mayweather, and then I think Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. April 8th, 1995. Oliver McCall beats Larry Holmes in 12.
I gotta tell you funny stories about Alvin McCall. So you guys remember my manager Bob Spagnola. Yeah. He's here. So Bob, we had an ongoing joke. He called me up and said, "Yeah, I got a good fight. I go, who, McCall?" And we just joke about it because nobody ever wanted to fight McCall. You did not know which Alvin McCall was going to show up. If the real Alvin McCall showed up, you were in trouble. He was a stone cold beast, crazy. I don't know if you remember. He beat Lennox Lewis the first fight, and then do you remember that? It was one of the biggest upsets in boxing. He knocked out Lennox Lewis, and this is a long story, but he knocked out Lennox Lewis, and Lennox Lewis's trainer was a guy named I can't remember his name, but Alvin McCall was trained by Emmanuel Stewart. So Lennox Lewis, one of the smartest things ever done in boxing. He lost the fight. He went and hired Emmanuel Stewart. And Emmanuel Stewart, how smart was that on his part? He knew that it was a fluke that his guy won the first fight. So he left the champion and went with the other guy. And I'll bet you he probably made upward of probably 20.
Lewis went on a roll after that.
Yeah, he probably made $25 million.
Yeah, he went on a roll.
Yeah, so that was ingenious. That was a cool fight. But McCall, if you remember the next fight, McCall he went out there and just started crying in the middle of the ring. Just broke down, started crying.
That's a man can do, man.
I wonder if he lost a lot of money
He's
too.
one of the nice. McCall.
Well, I'm just saying on the betting.
No, he was a great guy, man. Still is a great guy. He's a beast.
The Atomic Bull. Is that what they call
The
him?
Atomic Bull.
He had some issues, man. He had a lot of issues. He's just literally in that fight. Did you ever see that fight? He just started crying. He was the biggest.
I remember that.
I think
I remember that
He had like
video.
an anxiety attack or something.
Let's go. We got 6 minutes.
Yeah, I don't really have much else. I was going to say a couple birthdays. April 7th, 1960, James Buster Douglas. It's his birthday.
Oh.
James
Really?
Buster
1960,
Douglas.
wow.
Yes, sir. April 8th, Triple G. His birthday.
Wow.
April 8th, born
How
in
old is he?
1982.
Oh damn!
Born in
I
1982.
got underwear that old.
And then I was going to bring up one just because I'm sure you may have an input on this or this guy. April 8th, 1949, Jim Lampley was born. The great Jim Lampley.
Okay, do you know something about Jim Lampley?
No, we don't.
That's why I brought him up.
Do you know who he was married to?
No.
His wife had
Dave Winfield.
His wife, she had lobster claw. She had.
Oh, with
some-
their hands together?
Yeah, she had that. She had the actual lobster claw, and then they had some kind of issues.
Do you know the weirdest
Yeah, that is actually, but the craziest thing, that is actually the diagnosis. It's called lobster claw.
Lobster claw?
I know exactly what you're
His
talking
wife
about.
had lobster claw. She was a famous, I think she was a model or a sportscaster or something.
See, that's
you
why
see
I
his
bring it
wife?
up.
Can you
Because,
tell me who his wife was, please?
yes, I'll look it up while Jeff
Look
talks.
up lobster claw. but
Okay,
that's it.
all right. Since we're at the end of the
I'll look
show,
up
I think Klinger had the same thing.
I'll look
Klinger
up
on,
lobster claw
Klinger-
Lampley.
lobster claw. Oh my!
Not Lampley, it's his wife. I can't
know.
Well,
remember
if
that. She
his
was
wife, she's
beautiful.
got to be lamp. Well, okay, we've got to bring this
But
up
I
before we
think
get off.
Klinger- I
air.
think Klinger-
I know you're postponing what I'm about to say.
I think Klinger on MASH had lobster claw too.
I remember MASH when I was like
Remember
5.
Klinger? Not
6.
Klinger. the little
No,
guy.
I don't remember their
Radar.
names.
I think Radar had lobster claw too.
No, I'm not.
You don't
I'm
remember
not
Radar?
that old.
Oh, sorry.
It says Jim Lampley's son and daughter have lobster claw syndrome. Is that right?
I didn't know that. You see, you learn something new every day.
Well, that's what it is. I don't know if that's
Well,
true.
you didn't
or
get it
not,
from him.
but-
You got it from the wife.
Okay.
Speaking of learning something new,
Who's the wife? Find out who the wife is.
Lou Savarese's Instagram. If you guys do not follow this,
Wait, hold on.
indulge
Real
me.
quick, real
Indulge
quick.
me in this.
Did he slap her around a little bit? That's kind of messed up because she can't defend herself unless she. Seriously, I think he slapped her around. A little.
He might
That's
have.
her right there.
Yeah, it's her.
Yeah.
What's her name? Katie Couric? No, what's her name?
Katie Couric.
No, I don't know her name.
Bree Walker.
Bree Walker, that's it. Bree Walker. She's got So I think they had a tumultuous breakup or something. I think
Could have. They could have.
She slapped him around or something.
So, if you go to Instagram, type in Lou Savarese. Let's talk. And the only reason I want to bring this up
Yes.
is because last week you were talking shit to me about how you didn't have these pictures up on your Instagram.
No, I didn't
And
say that. I
then-
said, why do you only comment about pictures where I have my shirt off?
And then, so you have the balls the next day to tag me in an Instagram
I
post.
tagged you?
Yes, with you in a cape, with your shirt off.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That was my modeling picture. Dude. That was huge. That was huge.
That was a.
That was on the cover of a big fashion magazine called. You know what? We were in Italy. Me, Johnny the Jew, and Dan Silvestri, who's a big builder here in town. One of the greatest guys. We were driving by the Coliseum. They go, "Oh my God!" It came out. We saw it in Italy.
And you had to, y'all got to go see this. And then, there it is. Oh
Yes.
my God! Let me.
Dude, what
Can
is
you
that?
show that to the
That
camera?
was the Dolce Gabbana ad, dude.
You're in white tighty whities and a
Dolce
white
Gabbana.
cape.
It's
Yes.
called, it's just
Y'all go
stylish.
to Lou's
Yeah,
Instagram.
zoom that in.
so-
That was on the cover. That was on the cover of a fashion
And
magazine.
then the next photo you did was you in some daisies,
Well,
like in the
not
middle of a
daisies.
field.
Yes.
It was wildflowers. Dude.
Yeah.
They were wild. It was, what do you call them?
I don't know.
I had no clue.
They were kind
idea.
of like blue bonnets, but they were pink bonnets.
Well,
Pink
did you see
bonnet.
what I said in that post of you in that cape? I called you Captain Blanco.
I don't know what that means.
Blanco's white in Spanish, Captain
Yes,
White.
Yes.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah. So and then this is the one. This is the one
Oh
of
my
you
God.
laying in the field right here. This
That was a joke.
I feel like he
This
did that
has
on
to be-
purpose.
Yes.
did do that.
Yes. Absolutely. This has to be one of the greatest things I've ever seen in my life.
Wow, I feel good about that picture.
You should. That's a fantastic picture. You got it in your hair. I love it, man.
And then
it's awesome.
he has the balls to come on the show tonight in black leather pants and a puffy shirt.
Whatever.
I
The
love
shirt,
it, dude.
You should
I
have just
love
worn
it.
the shirt that you have underneath that because that's a cool
That
t-shirt.
is a cool T-shirt.
I'm not feeling. I feel like I'm a little bit bloated today.
What we should do
You
is.
feeling bloated?
I feel
You
like
said
I'm
you did like 300 sit-ups
I
today.
know, but I feel like I'm retaining water. I ate a big dinner.
Man.
We know what we should do when the show's over is we should put a microphone right by that mat so when he stands up we can hear that thing. We can hear
If
him
you've
get
ever
stuck
seen
to that
Friends
mat.
with Ross trying to take the
Yes,
leather pants
absolutely.
on and off,
That's what I thought about.
That's what I'm thinking about with Lou right there. But hey,
Let me say though,
Okay,
I know
good.
we're sitting here teasing you and whatever about that.
that's balls.
You look good in them, man.
Thank you, buddy.
You look good in them.
I appreciate
I don't have the ball. I'm not brave enough to do that.
it. Thank you, buddy.
I was gonna say I don't have the balls to do that, but I do have them. But
He
you
got
know, I'm not
compliments on
brave.
him. I mean, there's people on there complimenting him for his leather pants.
I know.
Lou Savarese, leather. There he is.
There he goes. Let's show him off.
in his full glory.
There you go.
Lights out with leather Lou.
Lights out, leather Lou, Captain Blanco.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in to us.
I want Captain Blanco to
Thank
stay.
Max Sports for the new production, camera crews, everything, man. It's amazing. We're just getting used to all this.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much,
Austin.
Max Sports. Oh, yeah, Austin,
Zach,
Zach.
you guys are killer,
Man,
man.
good job on the name. See, I don't remember any of that,
Yeah.
man.
Dude, not for nothing. You guys made for. Look at these things.
What? The
I know
sneakers?
the snooze.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I said the snooze. The shoes.
The
yes.
shoes? The snooze?
Those look like Lou shoes.
I wonder if they make them a size 15.
Get your guys that are out looking for your dress to go look
Not
for
a
that.
dress,
What is it? What is
The overall.
The overall. Sorry. We'll see if Ashley got that pulled up
Yes,
yet.
did you find them? Did you find them? You didn't?
We're gonna be back here next Wednesday. We'll be back here next Wednesday. Wait till you see our guest next Wednesday. It's gonna be quite
Oh, I
the
don't even know
event.
who our guest is next
I
Wednesday.
know. It's a surprise. But anyways, I want to thank you guys for paying
And
attention.
I may be rocking the skinny leather jeans next Wednesday.
Oh shit.
Leather overalls.
I'm gonna pray about
Yeah,
it.
let's stay tuned for that, man. We're going to see you guys next Wednesday at 8 p.m. live. Thank y'all for paying attention. We also want to thank Miguel Flores for calling
Yeah,
in.
thanks, Miguel.
An
Love that
amazing,
kid.
amazing guy, man. Can't wait to get him here in person. But thanks, guys, man. We'll see you next Wednesday, 8 p.m. here on Lights Out with Lou. I'm Jeff Michael, Grant Miles, and Leather Pants, Lou Savarese.
Captain
man.
Blanco.
All right, y'all, we're out of here. We'll see you next week. Peace.
Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lights Out with Lou Savarese. Here are your hosts, Grant Miles, Jeff Michael, and Lou Savarese.